We're really proud that it is so centric and focused on women for the facility, but we're really focused on inclusivity for all within the space as well.
Generator Studio is a sports and interior design firm. We're located in Kansas City, Missouri. You won't see a consistent style across our projects, and that's very intentional.
I am actually the director of interior design, and I come from a hospitality background. So we've really decided as a studio that we are going to approach every project with the hospitality focus, knowing that that's really what the connecting theme is.
We're purposefully elevating women's athletics and creating equivalent investment in the facilities as well as the amenities for the athletes.
Previously, there just wasn't room for women's facilities within the sports world.
With Angie Long's recent statement about world-class facilities acting as catalysts in professional sports, Angie and Chris Long are the owners, along with Brittany Matthews, of the Kansas City Current here in Kansas City. And that statement is very intentional.
With Angie and the investments they've made in this team and the stadium and the training facility, they're really bringing women to the foreground. And it's exciting as, women within the studio to be working on the projects as well and to continue that story from beginning to end.
As part of that spirit and acknowledging women's athletics in the forefront, there's a commitment and an intentionality to making the current stadium as well as their training facility highly visible projects. The stadium itself is going to be the first purpose-built stadium for a National Women's Soccer League team, which is huge in and of itself. All of the other teams right now are playing in shared facilities versus this facility is intentionally putting the female athletes first. Every decision that we're making, down to the layout and then all the way out into the overall aesthetic of the stadium, those decisions are being driven with the female athletes at the forefront. It's going into the Berkeley Riverfront development right along a really great riverfront trail. It's going to have access from the trail itself, as well as the streetcar line is getting extended, not quite all the way to the stadium, but it will be extending into the riverfront. So access to local transportation, access to runners and bikers. So just kind of embracing different modes of getting to the stadium itself.
And, we're really proud that it is so centric and focused on women for the facility, but we're really focused on inclusivity for all within the space as well, so that everyone feels invited to come to this space.
The stadium will have a capacity of 11,500 people, and that's made up by a whole variety of experiences. We have the Bunker Pitch Club, we have suites, we have loge boxes, we have what are being temporarily called perch loges, which are at the back of the upper deck under cover of the roof with some really cool amenities up there. We have club seats, center pitch, right above the kind of team bench in the upper deck, and then along the entire north end of the stadium, which is, really, really close proximity to the river. There's a huge section with a whole big mix of different seating types. We've got high top tables, we've got drink rails, we have kind of SRO party platforms. And then behind all of that, within all of that activity, we also have just a place for people that want to be in the venue, want to hang out, want to eat good food, want to drink good drinks, and just be with their friends and be part of the excitement.
We've done a really great job of looking at everything with the sense of if you provide the experience, they will come.
One of the other things that has been guiding our decision-making process along the way is the desire to make this stadium an integral part of the community. We're having conversations about areas of the stadium that could potentially be open to the public and anchored, again, in a hospitality-oriented experience with the goal of creating different environments that are always open to the public, regardless of if it's an event day or not at the stadium.
One of the Long's primary concerns with the training facility is what's that player experience? How is the player interacting with the lobby, with this hallway, with the training workout equipment, with the lounge? I mean, everything always goes back to the player in the view of the pitch, and how is the player impacted with every square inch of that space.
One of the goals of the training center is it's actually going to become the anchor of a multi-pitch development that will become, again, a community asset. In terms of access for the community, there are certain areas outside the building that are geared towards a selfie moment, that are geared for people that look up to these athletes to come and get a little glimpse of what their daily life is like.
What we're doing with the training facility and ultimately the stadium is it feels approachable. There's something really kind of inspiring for a child to be able to witness, and feel like they're invited to be a part of, the shift culturally in really promoting, women's sports and, little girls being able to look up and aspire to something.
There are things happening in the world that we need to acknowledge as a construction industry. And as part of that, the Longs intentionally made a commitment to creating the most sustainable building that we can. And as part of that, the primary structure, as well as all of the floors and everything, are all made out of wood. It's very, very limited use of steel in the building to help reduce the carbon footprint, to help reduce the embedded carbon, and also to capitalize on the aesthetic and well-being benefits of being in a wood environment. Not just as architects and designers, but globally. We've all seen that customer values are changing, right? People want to support a brand or a team that has really meaningful values at its root. Everyone experiences and enjoys space in different ways. Recognizing that people experience space in different ways is how we get back to the idea of inclusivity.